Hello everyone, my name is Simo. I'm a junior architect in Paris, and in this video I will be explaining to you how limiting beliefs affect your life and how you can have more control over them. Stay tuned. To quickly define them, limiting beliefs are a natural defense mechanism which aim to protect us from physical or emotional discomfort. Like when your brain reminds you of the cold when you consider going out for a run, and then you end up by giving up and going back to bed. Or also when it reminds you of the taste of failure when you want to take some risks in your personal or professional life, telling you that what you are doing is a waste of time and that you are going to end up by hurting yourself. And these limiting beliefs usually appear in our self-talk whenever we step out of our comfort zone, at which point they will try to convince us to go back in. Well, if thousands of years ago these beliefs allowed us to survive, today they are mostly preventing people from pursuing their dreams and reaching their true potential. There is a story that explains the impact of these beliefs on our lives. It is the story of a baby elephant tied to a wooden stick. Well, it tries to escape many times, but it still hasn't got the strength to pull out the stick. When the elephant grows and gains strength, it still thinks that there is nothing it can do about its condition. While the opposite is true, with all that power it accumulated, it would normally be a simple task for an elephant that size. The stick in the story refers to the challenges in life we must overcome in order to become better people. And the moral of the story is that limiting beliefs can make it seem sometimes like you have no control over your challenges and that you can't win. But in reality, as you gain experience, skills, and new methods, like the one I try to share in my videos, there will definitely be a tipping point in your life where you will be able to pull out your stick from the ground. A limiting belief can be very hurtful. It judges us and tells us constantly that we are not good enough. It tells us things that we could never say to anyone else, like I never do anything right, or I will never succeed. Well, you can't tell a friend of yours that he can't succeed. That would be crazy and hurtful because he would never forgive you. But we have no problem saying it to ourselves. Another negative point of these beliefs is that they narrow the range of our thinking. Because the research has shown that negative emotions tend to program our brain for a specific action. Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, a distinguished professor of psychology and neuroscience at the University of North Carolina, gives the example of encountering a tiger in a forest. Well, the moment you see it, you run, and your only focus is how to get away from it. In the same way, when your limiting beliefs tell you this will fail again, or that your work is not that good, well, it narrows your thinking. At that moment, you stop thinking about how you can improve your work and you start to focus more on how quickly you can finish it so that you can get rid of it. And this can have a very negative impact on your productivity and work in general. Now that we know the impact that limiting beliefs can have on our lives, especially the fact that they deprive us of opportunities to improve ourselves, we will now see how it is possible to manage them. And we can do it in 3 simple steps. First step is naming our beliefs. Whenever you catch yourself having a negative self-talk, be aware of it and stop it. The more you train your awareness muscles, the more you become efficient at distinguishing that inner voice. Whatever the subject, if it's negative, be aware of it. Well, whenever something wrong happens in my life, I watch out for that inner critic. When it pops in my head, I become aware of it, and then I do step number 2. Step 2 is to analyze the facts. Let's take a more common example: public speaking skills. Whenever you did finish a presentation, your inner voice probably told you that your performance was garbage. But in reality, when you were presenting, well, it wasn't that bad for the audience. People did not come afterwards to laugh at you or to ask you to never speak again. This used to happen to me a lot when I was on the debate team. I used to feel like I didn't do well, that I could have said this or that. And when the team gathers in the end to kind of analyze the debate, nobody but me seems to look at it that way, while the other members tend to focus more on my positive contributions, while I used to focus only on the negative side of my presentation. And by doing so, I was lacking objectivity, so any decision I was gonna take after was surely gonna be biased in a way. So now, when it happens to me, I do step number 1, and I become aware of that inner voice. And then step number 2 to objectively analyze the facts. That means no exaggerations and no flattering also. I will recognize what I did well and what needs to be improved. Then I will do step number 3. Third and most important step is to create a new belief. For example, if your current belief is that mistakes are failure, then you can change that by consciously telling yourself something different. You can say that there is no such thing as failure, only failure to learn. If you tell yourself that you can't do something, well, change that by saying that you can't do it yet. It will change your whole perspective about it. In general, keep answering your inner critic with a more positive attitude until you develop the ability to mute that voice. To sum up all of this, everyone experiences limiting beliefs. It is not something that few people have. You need to understand that millions of years of evolution have wired our brain to protect us from harm, both emotional and physical. So when you hear that inner voice in your head, know that it's only your brain trying to protect you. However, these beliefs have a huge impact on our lives. They can be the only obstacle between where we are and where we want to be. So the next time these beliefs come up, remember the 3 steps we talked about. Well, first, be aware of them. If you train yourself to be aware of them, you can catch these beliefs before they do any damage. Second, you need to be objective and analyze the facts, and you will see that your inner critic is very good at exaggerating the facts. A third step is to replace that voice with your own that says more reasonable things. So if your inner voice is telling you that you can't do something, say that you can't do it yet. The way you talk to yourself is essential to staying positive and having a wide thinking range. Well, that was the end of my video. I know it was quite long, but the topic was very interesting to me and I wanted to give as much detail as possible. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a comment below and share with me what limiting beliefs have you encountered in your life and what have you done to address them. And also feel free to subscribe to the channel to be aware of my weekly videos, and also because it encourages me to keep posting content on YouTube. Thank you for watching till the end, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.